Hi guys, today I want to share with you a recap of the materials that we've been using in here in our homeschool. I think these will help you guys to understand the reasons that we selected the materials that we selected for the upcoming year. And it's just give you a better idea on why I did some of the changes that you're going to see for the upcoming year. I think it is important too because it just lets you know how we've been doing in here in our homeschool and how we have been able to adapt the materials here in our homeschool. I would like to start with how we start here when we are doing homeschooling, which is we start always with Bible. And here we've been using Answers in Genesis for the past few years. We've been stretching the books pretty much. So we are finishing year 2 of Answers in Genesis homeschool. This is meant almost for a 5th grader, but you can use it with an older student as well. And the reason why is because it has a section in the book that just gives a little bit more information, and it has just suggestions for you to be able to adapt this program for an older kid, and you can see those instructions in here. And it just has a section for you to be able to use with older students. I've been using this program very well with my son. We have in here year 3, so obviously we're going to continue with this program. It's been working very well. I think I like in the order in which everything is laid out in this program. I think it's easy for me to understand and for him to understand. I like as well that it has instructions for you as a teacher, and I think that it's always helpful just to see as well how they have a suggested schedule in here for you guys to be able to just guide yourself. So you have that suggested schedule right here, and I like how they explain everything to be able to use the program properly and how you can adapt the program. It comes as well with this book, which is the test and answers. We've been using this as well, working very well. We haven't had any issues. We are about to finish year 2, and immediately we finish year 2, we're going to continue with the next level, which will be year 3. Okay, now after we do Bible, and actually when we do Bible, we usually do as well teachings in the Bible, the most significant teachings in the Bible. We're going very slow with this one because obviously we're using already this program, which is Answers in Genesis, but we've been using it. We are on, I think it's chapter 8 if I am not wrong, chapter 7. So we are in here. It's a very colorful book. It's very simple. The lessons are very short. The chapters are very short. And that is the reason why we've been using it as well. The next book that I have is a devotional. We've been using Paul David Tripp devotionals, and it's worked very well. And we finished already with this devotional, and we already have a new one that we just start. It's actually a book here, and we've been doing this book called Do Hard Things. It's this one, and if you notice, we just recently started this book, so that's where we are at right now. So far it's going great, and I am not sure yet what to say about the book until obviously we finish. I don't like to give kind of like a review of the book if I haven't finished completely or at least halfway of the book. So we are doing this in our morning basket, and it's working well so far. And this is what we're going to continue for the rest of the year, the remaining rest of the year, and what we have for our summer. Hopefully we're going to continue reading it during the summer, and then we are going to continue with the books that I have shown you guys already that I had in here for us to go through in our morning basket. And I feel like I don't see myself adding anything. If you don't remember the books that I have shown you guys already, I will probably create another video where I will show you guys those books again, just as a refresher. But we are not going to be changing that. The next program that we've been using during morning time is Introduction to Logic. This is from Master Books. It's been working very well with us. We are past half this book. We are, I think it's on lesson 19 or lesson 20. I think it is lesson 19. Yes, lesson 19 right here. He's been doing this, and I've been doing this program as well. So this is actually my book. He has his own book, and he has as well his own book when it comes to this part of the program, which is, it says the teacher guide, but actually in here they have as well what they're going to be doing for the school year. And I have all the materials that is supposed to be in here detached for the teacher. But it's been working very well. I try not to look at that because I am doing the same program as well. And I just want to make sure that I am not looking before I have answered the questions as well. Let me tell you something. It's not as easy as it looks. And I discovered that because I've been doing the program with my kids. So I haven't another book like this for myself, and it's been working very well. I feel like it's been challenging me in certain areas, and I feel like the fact that it's a Christian worldview program makes it even better. And this will give him 1 credit, obviously, ahead. So we've been working with that. Now we are going to go towards the language art. Hopefully I didn't forget anything that we do in the morning. Switching to language arts now, I have here BJU. We've been using BJU reading 4, and this is lasting us quite a long time because at the beginning, first, it was my first time using this program. So at the beginning, I was pretty much guiding myself completely and taking everything in that teacher guide literally. So we were taking very long. After a while, I noticed that I've been just adjusting things, and obviously we are moving a little bit faster with the program. My son is in 8th grade, and yes, we're using reading 4 because it still is very rich in vocabulary. This is a very thorough program, so I don't feel like he is behind in a sense that he's in 8th grade and he's lacking maybe vocabulary or missing anything when it comes to the reading. He's getting the practice that he needs. I'm going at his own pace. He's very advanced when it comes to his grammar. He's doing very well when it comes to his writing. He might need a little bit of help here and there, but so far he's been going very well, especially with grammar and all that area of the language arts. But we are completing this program. Another thing that took us out of the routine that we were having with this program, it was the fact that I moved, and then on top of that, we were taking doctor's appointments pretty much constantly. We were sick. We were not doing well in that season, and everything was getting so complicated. So we were not going through the materials like we usually go through the materials. So that is another reason. But now we've been moving quite fast with the program, and now I have been using the teacher guide differently from where I was using it before, obviously, and it's been so helpful now that I pretty much kind of learned how to tweak it. Sorry about that. I just dropped the books in here. So I would like just to show you guys an example. So let's say we are in this lesson 73. Well, now instead of doing each of the questions, I just pick and select some of the questions for him to be able to answer, and immediately we go to the last review. Actually, let me use another lesson. So through the story, when you look at the teacher guide, it has just questions for you to be able to do with your kid. So to make sure that he is understanding and comprehending what he's reading. And instead of doing that, I just pick and select some of the questions. If you notice in here, some of the questions are marked for more advanced. And what I do is that at the end of the chapter, it has another set of questions that you can ask, and those are the questions that I've will focus more with my kid when it comes to BJU. And that's how I made the program just take us longer than what it was taking us, which it was just taking us very long because I was going through all the questions, just making sure that he was understanding. And as well, because I was doing all of the projects and activities, all the reading comprehensions and read alouds and all of that. And now when we do the reading comprehensions, I just don't do all of them. I just pick and choose, and I let it pass a few times when I just start trying to have him do one more or two again. And I just make sure that we keep moving consistently with the program now that we haven't been so busy with everything else that is happening around our home. And another thing is that my job is getting a little bit more challenging, more is changing. My hours are changing a little bit, and the way that I have to be working at my job is just not making things very easy when it comes to our homeschool. So we have been adapting the programs and adjusting here and there with some of the programs because, well, that's how life is and that's how seasons change, correct? But we are continuing with BJU. BJU is a good program. It's a very thorough program. And I have enjoyed using BJU for reading. I think that what I like about the program is that he is been working very well with the program. I already know how to tweak and switch some things to be able to work with the program better due to my schedule. And as well, not only that, but I noticed that when we do standardized tests, yes, we're doing here, we every now and then we take a test. I like to have him taking a test just to see where he is at. I noticed that the minute we stop at BGU, his way of understanding and comprehending things was not there. But with BJU, there's something that I see some progression when it comes to that, and I feel like he's doing so good with the program that I don't see why to change it, at least not now. And if I change it at some point, will be due to my schedule, just because it's getting more demanding. My job is the reason that I might look at some point to be able to switch, just because I know that BGU takes a little bit longer due to the fact that it's very thorough. The next program that we've been using is traditional spelling, and we are on level 3 of traditional spelling. We've been working very well, but very slow, and for the same reasons pretty much. But now we're going very, very slow with the program. Hopefully we're going to just start moving ahead with the program. If we have to carry this on through the summer and maybe beginning of our upcoming year, that's fine. As long as he continue progressing, I don't see a problem with that. This is not our first year, obviously. You can see that it's the 3rd level, so we've been using since the 2nd level, 3rd, and I don't know if I would like to switch. I don't see myself switching programs because it's working very well with him. I adjust here and there. So let's say an example, we are on lesson 3 and we are on day 4 where we have to do the colorful letters right here. I think that's there. Yeah, right here. Then what I do is that I have already created cards for him. You have something on the back of the book which lets you know for you to be able to practice the spelling with your son, to create some cards, and it's just showing you where to put the macrons, the briefs, and how those are the consonants and the vowels, just how to mark those. So what I do is that I created already those cards, and instead of having him working completely with that by just him doing it, what I do is that I give him the cards and he just passed them in here. So he's reviewing them. He's not actually coming up with how to mark those, but he continued reviewing them. At the beginning, I was just doing that, where I just give him the book. He will just answer that, and it was working very well. He actually was doing very well, but I noticed that it was taking him quite a long time, and we need to move on with the material. So what I did is that I am just giving him the cards, he can see them, but at the same time he's practicing those how to put the briefs and the macrons and mark the consonants and the vowels and so forth, correct? The schwa sounds. And he's able still to be working with that. So he is still learning. I just want him to work a little bit faster with that part of the program. And so far it's been working very well. He's been doing very well with his spelling. Sometimes here and there he kind of like forgets, and I think that's just normal because I mean we are not perfect. At some point we are going to have, we forget maybe something here and there, and it's just fine as long as he knows that he made a mistake. He can recognize it and just fix whatever it is. Usually immediately after he finishes subject, I try to correct the material, but if I can't, I just try to at least make sure that he goes himself reviewing what he did for that day. Sometimes it works very well, and sometimes he still forgets, or he doesn't realize that he has made a mistake and just goes away, and I just have to correct it, and that's it. We move on. I do like to make him look where it is that he made that mistake. So I just point out to him, look, and here you spelled this word wrong. Did you forgot how to spell it, or you were in a hurry and you just wrote it like that? And usually it's because he's like trying to finish with whatever it is, and he just is in a hurry and he makes a mistakes. And sometimes it's because he really needs a little bit more of a review with those same words. Okay, next is grammar, and we are using Fixed Grammar. We start with Frog Prince because we really wanted to go back to IW when it comes to the grammar. It's something that has been working very well. He is pretty much finishing the program, so we have one more, which is Little Mermaid, and he expressed that he didn't want to do that story, but this is pretty much very advanced already. So he's doing very, very well with Fixed Grammar. You just have to edit the story. Pretty much they're going to look for the mistakes, they're going to fix them, and they're going to mark them. And as well, there are just learning vocabulary with this program as well. They're practicing their handwriting because they have to rewrite that sentence after they have fixed it and marked it. And so far it's been working very well. So they are working with the parts of the speech, and it's been good to review spelling, because usually, when they're writing, that's where you can tell too that if they have learned to spell something well or no, or if they need a little bit of a review, because when they're writing is when you can catch those things. And it's a program that we've been using for many years now, and it's been working very well since the beginning. When Fixed Grammar was with the old edition, this is the new edition of the Fixed Grammar. So since the old edition is that we've been working with it. Okay, next one that we've been using for grammar is BJU English 5. So he's been working very well as well with this grammar. We are a little bit slow for the same reasons. BJU takes a little bit longer. Obviously, at the beginning, I was doing exactly the same thing that I did with the reading. I made that mistake that I was going through everything from that teacher guide. And obviously, that's just to guide you as a teacher. You don't have to do everything literally as it is stated in the teacher guide. And I have learned that very late. So we are going very slow with these, but at the same time, we've been moving now a little bit faster. So that's good. And obviously, I have just tweaked and switched some things here and there. If you want to know more, just leave me a comment down below, and I probably can make a video in regards to that. But we are moving fast now with this material. It's been working very well. What I noticed as well is there are some differences in between the fixed grammar, how fixed grammar works, obviously, and how BJU works with him. So if you want to know more about that, just leave me a comment down below and I will let you know why. But so far it's working very well, and that's a good point about doing BJU English. I am not sure if we are going to continue this for the upcoming year, and I might say a no to this one just because we're so used to BJU, and because there's other reasons for that. I will let you guys know in that other video. Okay, moving on. Since I think I cover everything when it comes to the language arts, actually I have in here as well the one for IW, the writing, and I have the teacher guide in here. We haven't finished with this program. We are halfway, and I think I might do this during the summer with him to keep working with his writing, physics grammar, and the writing program works very well. It's just that now with my schedule at work, it's just making it a little bit complicated, even with the videos, and that is the only reason why I haven't been able to work with him when it comes to the structure and style for IW. But I feel like I might want to do this during the summer with him because I think it is very important. He works very well with the program, and I like how structured is the program. I think he needs that, and that is the reason why I would like to still do it with him during the summer. We've been doing as well, let's see here and there, this book, and I just want to work with him when it comes to how he can read more fluent, and I feel like this book is helping us with that. I haven't been able to touch too much this with him lately, but hopefully we're going to be able to keep going with this book, just practicing and getting him to be more fluent when it comes to his reading. So that is the reason why I keep it in here. So I think that with that, I finished everything that has to do with language arts. So we are going to be moving and switching towards math. Let's talk a little bit more about math. We've been using a few materials when it comes to math. Hear me out. It's just, first of all, math is not my area where I am strong in that area. Second of all, I feel like we've been going through certain programs, and at the beginning they were helpful. We got stuck in like a concept, and I tried to help him, and because some of the things I cannot help him very well, I was looking for something that will have like a video instruction or a teacher that will be able to help him more with that area. Now, because of that, we've been switching to different programs. We used at the beginning ECPC All-in-One when he was, I think he was in like fourth grade. And then we switched to Abeka, arithmetic, and it was working very well, but it was pretty intense. So we switched to Simply Good and Beautiful, and that didn't work out. At the beginning, it was working very well, and then halfway, it was just not working at all for us. The way that they were explaining some concepts, it was not very easy to understand. And I didn't like the fact that the instructions for the teacher were included with the book so he could see ahead of time. And that was just making me feel not confident with the fact that he was actually understanding the material. Plus, the way that they were explaining it, at least for that level, I think it was level 3 of the Simply Good and Beautiful, it was not really working for us, and that is the reason we decided to switch. Then we switched to Matthew C, and Matthew C is the one that has been working very well for us. We've been lasting quite a long time with Matthew C. This is Epsilon. He started very well with Epsilon, and suddenly he didn't understand the concept, and I went out of the video instruction and I started looking for help on YouTube. We use Math Antics and that really helped him. So now he's been continuing with Matthew C. But because I noticed that, and he has expressed already that sometimes the way that they explain some of the concepts are not being very helpful to him. We are on lesson 10, so we've been moving slow with this one, but we've been moving. I decided to start using another program and purchase another program. And then we purchased Apologias Math. Bear with me, guys. Don't judge me because I am trying to help my kid. So you can see that by all the materials that I have been able to purchase. And at the same time, because I am trying to inform myself and just making sure that I am learning certain stuff so I am able to help my kid as well. I've been looking for help when it comes to math, just looking for materials that are with video instructions and things that are going to help me as a teacher, correct? So we've been using Apologias Math, and this is Exploring Creation with Mathematics. This is the level 4. We are, let's see, he's been on lesson, we're pretty ahead on this one since we're not using it constantly. So we are on unit 4, almost about to reach chapter 8, and this is where we are at so far, all right? He's been working very well with this one. Some of the activities, he finds it not very helpful for him. So sometimes we don't do some of the activities, but he does like the way that they explain things in this program. It's been working well for him as well. So I am just doing this with Matthew C. Every now and then I just have him work with Apologias Math. Now lately we've been working with another program. So we've been working with 3 programs for math, just because I want to make sure that he has that side of the mastery, but at the same time that he is continuously just reviewing past concepts. Hopefully that is helpful, the way that I am explaining these. So we've been now going through Denison pre-algebra, and I have it here. He just started with this one and it's working well. Actually, he's been enjoying it very much. He likes it a lot. He likes the way that the teacher just goes through the lessons and how detailed he explains everything. He feels like it's been very important for him, the fact that he has, you know, somebody else that is explaining and taking the time, you know, to go through the concept. He feels like it is better explained than the videos from Matthew C. Even though I feel like Matthew C is an excellent program, he feels like with the way that this instructor just exposes the concepts is more easy for him to understand. And he's been working very well. He's actually very excited every time he has to start math. And I feel that that speaks volumes about how they are teaching the concepts in here with the Denison pre-algebra. So he's working very well. Something that I didn't knew is that the minute you purchase the program, the videos start counting, you know. So if you are not careful, you're going to be like me, where you have to work a little bit faster with the program because the time where you can use the videos are about to be done. I think they give you like 3 more months extra on top of the year that you have available to be able to use the videos with the program, but I didn't knew that. So we are kind of like trying to move faster. So we've been working even through the weekends to be able to catching up with the videos pretty much. So that is something that you might want to take in consideration if you purchase that program. So the minute that you purchase the program, you want to start using the math, so you are not like us when it comes to math. Hopefully that lets you guys know how we've been working with the math. And just that you guys understand that I am just looking to what is going to work well for him. It's not that Matthew C is not been working with him, but I feel like sometimes with the instructions, how they explain a concept, sometimes it's not the best. And he feels like he needs a little bit more. So with me having 2 different programs, he can just see how that can help him a little bit more, and I can go through him just trying to explain the concepts to him. And actually that's been helpful to me to understand certain things that I have forgotten already, because with the pass of time you start forgetting things and it's just part of life. Now I am going to continue. So we did math. I am going to continue with history. For history, we've been using the story of the world and it's working very well. We're going very, very slow because we moved and we again had those doctor's appointments. We were sick. It's just not being helpful these past seasons. But we are working still with a Story of the World. It's a program that we enjoy. We use the audio. Thank God. It's been very helpful for those days where I cannot be with him right there, just reading with him. So he is able to use the CDs. He is working very well with him. We didn't purchase the teacher guide with the questions and things like that. So I just make sure that he can narrate back to me what he has learned, and so far that it's been working very well. And I've been using the questions with him, and so far working great for us and with us. And I feel like Story of the World is an easy program to go when it comes to history. And I feel like even though we are working very slow with it right now, it's easy to pick up the pace when it comes to a Story of the World, on how easy it is to be able to use the program. Okay. As well, we were using Learning American History Through Literature. For some reason, I always have problems on how to pronounce these, so bear with me. Learning American History Through Literature. We've been using these, then we stop completely, not because the program doesn't work. It's actually a really good program, but because it's demanding in a sense that we have to read sometimes chapter books and things like that. And with my schedule, it's not been helpful. I am planning on continuing using this program. Sorry about the glare. So I am keeping this program with us. I think it will be a good idea. We have in here BJU that I purchased ahead of time. That was BJU History for 5. And I feel that I would like to continue using that program, even though he's already passed that. History is something that it doesn't matter the grade where your kid is at. You can adjust and add more information and make it a little bit more challenging for your kid, and it's still going to be working very well. Something else that I feel is that BJU, when it comes to their programs, they are so thorough, their vocabulary is so rich, and the information is so good that it doesn't matter what level you're using, your kid is still getting good information. So that is something that I like about BJU. And I like this because it's more like a Charlotte Mason style, where the kid is just reading stories and they are narrating to you. There's a few questions and activities in here that they can work with. So I think that works very well with us. It's just the season is being my work that is making it a little bit more complicated, and it's just a little bit of everything pretty much. So that is the reason why we are going very slow, and we stop at some point, pretty much almost at the end of the program we stop. Moving, I would like to just talk to you guys about Spanish. And with the Spanish, we were using Sun School Spanish. This is the program that we were using lately and that we continue using. I purchased another program for Spanish, and I wanted to start that program and actually stop this completely just because he didn't like the CDs, he didn't like the music, he didn't like anything in regards to that. But I continue using it because I do like the way that they have written the material. So the written material I do enjoy, and he enjoys that as well. I think that by me just going through the material with him will be better, and as well we are able to continue using this program, just going little by little through the program like that. But at some point I would like to start a new program. I show you guys already, that is a Speedy Spanish, and that is from Christian Light Education, and I would like to maybe I can work with this one and start the other one already. So I would like to see how that goes. I would like to just take the time to plan, and so far I haven't been able to do that. So I just continue working with him with this program alone. But at some point I would like to start Speedy Spanish, and hopefully that will not be too far, too late is the correct word. Hopefully maybe during the summer I can try to do that to see how it goes, and I just need to have the time, because again my work is getting a little bit demanding, and I just need to see how I can adjust things in here, and at the same time see how I can work with them in my work, obviously. So Spanish going very well for us. It's actually working well if we just take aside the fact that he has to use the music and all of that he didn't really like. So that is something to take in consideration if you're looking for a Spanish program and you're looking for that program in particular. I think that it's it becomes a little bit expensive if you are purchasing a program, you purchase all the components of the program, and then you decide to not use something because you didn't like it, and you have to kind of like put in a balance measure just how much do you want to continue with that program. Would you like just to make it work or just switch? And sometimes I feel like you want to make a program work, which is what we're doing so far, just making the program work for us. But at the same time, you want to see what is out there that you probably can use all the components and could be more helpful to you. And that's why sometimes you feel, I'm going to take a little bit out of here, you feel sometimes like you see a lot of moms hopping and zigzagging in between programs. It's not because they don't want to continue with that program and they don't want to make it work. It's just that they are probably doing the same thing that I am doing, which is putting in balance. Is it worth it for me to try to stretch myself to the point to try to make that program work for us, or should I just be switching the program and see how that will be more helpful to the dynamic that we have here in our homeschool? So you have to put that into a balance. I will be talking about that a little bit more later, but just giving you an idea on the reasons why sometimes we switch programs here and there for us. Something that I forgot to talk to you guys earlier when I was just talking about math is financial literacy. So we've been doing before personal finance. We actually finished with this program. We've been using another program. Before personal finance is a program that worked very well for us. Excellent, I will say. It was fun to go through the activities. He liked the plots and twists, and he enjoyed very well this program. We finished it quite fast, probably because of the same reason. But we decided to switch programs just because I was looking for more of a Christian worldview when it comes to the program. But it did work very well, and we did enjoy it. I was even planning maybe to go towards the next level, and I decided just to switch. But not because the program was not a fun one and he didn't enjoy it, but actually the opposite. He actually enjoyed the program. But I was looking for more on a Christian worldview, and I think that program was not working when it comes to that. Continuing, I have in here, we're going to be moving towards science. We were using Apologia Science. We haven't even finished this program again, the same reasons. I'm not going to keep explaining that. We were on lesson A, halfway of lesson A, and we haven't been able to finish it. I would like to finish it, so I would like to continue working with it and see how maybe doing it during the summer, the remaining lessons. I was having in here other programs for science, but because I really wanted to finish this program, it's not that Apologia's science is not a good program. It's actually an excellent program, actually. And I love the images. I love the information, how they present the information. I love and enjoy how much the activities are organized in the journal with the suggested schedule. I like that it has MP3. I like that he can listen to the lesson, and I love everything about this program. Is my schedule what makes it a little bit complicated, and how we were sick that we couldn't finish. I still like it to finish with this program because of that reason, and it's been lasting us years, just to let you guys know. So we've been working very slow with this program, very slow, and we stopped for a period of time, which is the reason that we haven't finished it. And we pretty much haven't even done science, if you want me to be honest, because of that same reason. I feel that with the rest of the materials that we are having, we haven't been able to touch anything else besides that. And science is one that is being, falling. And I feel like I would like to take more time for science. I was just focusing so much on the area of language arts and the area of math that we just disregard science pretty much, and history, if you notice. But we are working with it now, and we're going to continue finishing this level, and we're going to move towards the next science that we have in here. The next science is not from Apologias, but at some point I would like to go back to Apologia because it's a program that works very well for us. The information is very thorough, and something that I like is how they present the information. The Christian worldview that they have is just excellent. I notice as well that I know already how to work with the program, so it's easy for me kind of like going through the program and adjusting things if I have to. But because of everything that I just explained to you guys, it was a little bit more complicated than what it was being normal. Okay, so that is the reason why I have science in here. Another book that I purchased for him was Vacation Stations. This is from BJU, sorry. And this is working very well. We don't use it constantly, so it's pretty much almost new. And it works very well when we're having a doctor appointment, that he can work through this program. And he's still reviewing concepts, past concepts, because it goes through math, language arts, geography, pretty much all in one book. So that is the good thing about that. Now we're going to be moving with electives, even though I showed you some of them already. And I have the YouTube class that he's been taking, which has been working very well. And this YouTube class is from Film for Teens. I think that's Film School for Teens. That's the way that it is called. So this is the little pamphlet that he gets to work with. I have been working with him with this as well, with this YouTube class. These count as a credit. I think it's a half credit or 1 credit. I don't remember, but I would like to get that information. If you want more information in any particular program, or I will leave something in here, a link or something, it does count a credit for him. So that is something that I like about these two. And I've been working with him, so it's been a good course for him to be able to go through, and it's something that is getting him very excited. Every time we go through this, we have to do a section or a lesson of this course. We are about to be finishing with this, so he is going to get that credit very soon. It's been taking us long because we've been doing it not every single day, so here and there, usually on Fridays, is that we go through this program. And so far it's been working very great for us. We haven't had any issues with it, and hopefully we are going to be finishing with this soon, so we can move on with the rest. Okay, Another thing that he's been using is a book for architecture for kids. My son is been interested in architecture, and I purchased that book a long time ago. And we've been trying to complete that book. Is a very basic book. It's actually for kids, but it just gives you good information when it comes to architecture. Every time we try to do the book, it just something happens. But we're working more with that book now. He actually did like a type of a model of the foundation for one of the buildings that he created. So I've been using that book with him, and that book is this book, Architecture for Kids. It's been working excellent with us. We've been using this book. We are little by little working through the lessons. He's not been drawing anything in here. He usually has a separate paper, but at some point I think I'm going to have him just using the book because it's easier and it goes faster than just having to gather materials. He again did the project of the foundation, which is this one in here, and it worked very well. He was having a lot of fun, and I actually liked it that he has a pad where he can just put the paper and the image or whatever, the picture, and he can just go through it and draw everything very well with detail, and it's been working very well for him. And that I would like to do it more consistently with him, since it's something that he has shown some interest, and I would like to just cater more to his interest. Lately I've been so concentrated on trying to work with him with the language arts area, as well with math and just the core subjects that I have disregard sometimes his interests. And he just pointed that out not too long ago, and I would just like to listen to the feedback that he's giving me, not only as a teacher but as well as what we are doing and working here in our homeschool. So that is the reason why you're going to be seeing some changes here on the materials that we're using here for our homeschool. So just stay tuned. Very soon I will be sharing with you guys our materials for the upcoming year, the new materials for the upcoming year. And I feel like those are going to be helpful to us. I will share with you guys too what we're going to be doing during the summer, and I have other videos already planned for you guys, and see how these can just help you guys and give you an insight on how we're doing in here in our homeschool. He's still working with his binder. All the things that we have to do are organizing that binder. I have my own binder as well, so that is been helping me. Sometimes we just detach the pages from the binder and just carrying them in a clipboard because it's easy for us when we're on the go. That's another thing. Some of the changes that you're going to be seeing as well is because we do a lot of car schooling, a lot of homeschool on the go, and usually it's not like usually what you see in here on YouTube, that when you see those videos where moms are just doing homeschool on the go, like car schooling, it's usually more like the fun side. We are actually going through the core subjects when we're doing car schooling. So I am having language arts, math, history, science, you name it, in our car, and we're just doing that while we are on the go. It is a little bit more complicated. It's not very difficult, but it is a little bit more complicated than when you do homeschool in your home, because you have the ability to organize things and prepare yourself very well ahead and have all the materials on the table, just easy for your kid to be able to get the information and get those materials, and for you to gather the materials. So I think that's something to take in consideration when you're selecting new materials. I think I took my time very well on selecting materials for this upcoming year. Hopefully they work very well for us. I still feel like I have to tweak and switch certain things, maybe not for this year or for the upcoming year, but maybe for the next one. And I will show you guys how we are preparing for that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them down below. Let me know how this year is been going for you. What do you think you're going to be changing for the upcoming year? Do you think that you find your groove already, that you want to keep exactly everything that you've been using so far, or you're thinking on changing some of the materials and in which areas. Share with me down below. I will see you then. Bye bye.